And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, touching base with you as I always do. And I have to tell you, I am excited about StreamYard. We use StreamYard here on this platform, and the new bells and whistles are great. Just don't go up on your price. You already went on your price. So you went up on your price so you can do what you're doing today. And I have to tell you, I am impressed with StreamYard. And we got all kinds of new bells and whistles on here. So you're going to see me use some of them today, and which I'm really excited about, and some ways also that you will be able to connect with us here and have a conversation with us live. So that's a good thing too. And so yeah, I am enjoying all these new bells and whistles. But welcome to Tip Tuesday. Today is Tip Tuesday, and we focus on what is happening for tips on our photography. And today we'll be talking about smartphone macro magic, tips to explore the tiny world. The tiny world. Oh, there's lots of tiny worlds out there, but we'll be talking about them, and we'll be talking about how to photograph, the bugs, the leaves, the textures, the details. That's what our Tip Tuesday will be about, and I'm just glad to be here. I'm settling in here in North Carolina. I'm having a good time. I tell you, I've been here since Saturday. It is now Tuesday, and I have had the most amazing time with my friends. We've gone out, we've had dinner, we've celebrated, um, and then just hanging out and just being together. I call us, they don't, but I call us the Fantastic Four, and we've been buddies for decades now. Wow, we've been friends for decades, and we just have a good time when we're together. So Winter's here, I'm here. Obviously, Nia and Mimbo, they live here because they're husband and wife, and they own this beautiful home. And it is truly a home away from home. My buddy, he reached out and said, how you doing? Are you okay? How you feeling? And it's always good when he says that. And it inquires when friends or other people are checking up on you. It's a good thing to have folks that are in tune to what you're doing, and also really just out to see you succeed. So, on that note, I'm so happy to see everyone, and let's see who's in the building. In the building, the first person in the building with the gold is Chris R. She says, "Good morning, good morning." And remember, if you're in the building, make sure you hit as this little scroll is going across saying, "Join us on YouTube, Ron Lewis Photos," and make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share. Okay, also in the silver today is Jazzy Jazz. She says, "Good, beautiful people." Oh, Lisa, twice in a week's time. Lisa is in bronze territory, and she says, "Good morning, good morning, ladies." Well, oh, okay, there we go. Good morning, everyone. I was like, did you forget about the dudes? Did you forget about us? Did you forget about the cool people in the building? So here we are. Let's see here also. Mr. Anthony Rowland is in the building. And Rashawn, one of these days, you're going to make time for me. Rashawn is in the building. She says, "Good morning, Touch Base Daily." Good morning, Ron and Touch Base Daily fam. Rashawn, I have something to give to you. Reach out to me, please. For those that don't know, Rashawn is one of the people that is an amazing Patreon member that supports what we do here, is always supporting, reaching out, seeing how I'm doing, sends me emails, sends me DMs, checking on me. I check on her too. And she's a great supporter. If she did not, you would not have this here. You would not have this platform without people like Rashawn. Rashawn, I have something for you. So please, you have my number. I think you have my telephone number. If you don't, Let me know. I'll text it to you. I'll get it to you some way, you know, to the back channels. Okay, so Rashawn, and speaking of Patreon, since Rashawn is here in the building, I have a new bell and whistle thing here, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to use some new bells and whistles here. If you are interested in supporting this platform, the Patreon, like there's countless people that are in here that are Patreon members. And that's where all of the stuff that we talk about are really like when we do our Motivation Mondays, they live on Patreon. There's a library of all of the lessons we have are on Patreon. Everything we pretty much do here on this platform lives in the Patreon community. If you want, you can just scan that QR code or you can go to patreon.com. Patreon.com and put Ron Foster, sorry, Ron Lewis Photos, and then you'll have it. But now you can just do the QR code. It's right there on the screen. Thanks to these wonderful folks at StreamYard they are making it easier for us to share our platforms, our websites, and all that good stuff through these QR codes. So there you have it. If you want to become a Patreon member and support what we do here, scan the QR code. And I'll keep it there for a moment. I'll keep it there while I go through some more greetings. Okay, who else is in the building? I see here, Rashawn says she has my number. Okay, excellent. Rashawn, I want you to call me. Hannah is in the building. She says, good morning, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. And hey, we have someone new in the building. What's going on? I see in here, hey, Uncle, can you hear me? I guess yes, we can hear you. Grow with Karan. Okay, yeah, we can hear you. I don't know if I'm your uncle, but maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Anybody could be on this platform. Kelly Hayes in the building. She says, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And wonder who this person is with the uncle. Hello, uncle. Hello, uncle. I just know when I'm in Nigeria, well, if I'm in South Africa or in overseas in Africa, a term of endearment is called uncle. So for those that are American, you may say, "Oh, is he being insulting?" I don't think so. But if you are from overseas, uncle is a term of endearment. So cool. Nice to see you in the building. And also, you may have not noticed that we have like two streams going on at the same time. There's a vertical stream going on YouTube, and there is a landscape. So we got vertical and landscape going on at the same time. And I've been playing with this vertical format because yesterday in the middle, I click a button and it went landscape on the vertical people. But now I know not to touch certain things that are in this system that will trigger landscape. No landscape. Okay, let me see what's going over. It looks like we're good over in Instagram. Yes, we're doing good. I just plugged it on Instagram. There we go. It looks good over there on Instagram. Oh, I like this. I am liking this new format. We're getting better, y'all. We're getting better. That's a good thing. Better is better. Oh, we have the wonderful GR Houston Jack. He says, good morning. In a meeting, but in here, I'm here. That's how we roll. We support each other no matter what we're doing. No imagery. No, you're not insulting. Grow with Karan. No, you are not insulting. We know. I know. I travel the world, so I know how. I wonder where you're from. That's a good indicator, also. Rashawn says, I love the landscape. Yeah, the landscape, and then we got the vertical. If you look at Instagram right now, you'll see it's really nice. It's laid out really nice on Instagram. It's probably worth saving now on Instagram. I think the quality of the video is better. Thank you, StreamYard. Thank you. I'm loving it. I see Anthony says, good morning. I just switched to the landscape version. Look at that. Yes. Thank you, StreamYard, for making our work easier and better. So I did not do much political homework like I normally do. I did not indulge in what was going on, but I did get the news that the Senate passed their bill, or their legislature, and the vote was 60-40. So that means 10 or 5 of the Democrats went over. There was some that already had their position, but it was 60-40. And I do believe that it really wasn't 60-40. So I would say it was 9, I think it was 9 Democrats that were on the side of this passing of this bill. And and um, and then they did get some concessions. They did get some concessions. One was they were able to increase SNAP benefits, not to what was current, but to get an increase in SNAP. So that was one good thing. And there was a couple of other little things there, but I think the SNAP was better. Also, they were able to, I forgot the number. I think it was 100,000. I want to say it's 100,000. Bring back 100,000 jobs that were let go. So I do believe the number was 100,000. Someone make sure if you can let me know what that is. It was 100,000 to make sure we get that right. But I do believe it was 100,000 jobs, and which is nothing when you got rid of how many? I mean, 350,000. Well, now up to 400,000 Black women were kicked out of the workforce for the federal government. But they did get the concession of 100. I think it's 100,000. But again, someone confirmed that with me. I don't know the exact number. Number 2. So that was number 2. Number 3, they were able to get in this bill that all people that were on furlough will be returned, and that they would get all their back pay, because Trump was trying not to pay these folks. So they got those 3 guarantees. Now the fourth is not really a guarantee that they will bring into legislation. They will bring up to conversation the Affordable Care Act. So we'll see. We will see. But however, by the time that happens, most people will have insurance increases. Most of us will have the minimum doubled as of December 7th. Okay, or really the end of November, if they haven't done it already. So that's where we are in this country. The good thing about it now is that aviation will be back. The air traffic controllers will be back. And there will be a good Thanksgiving for this country. There will be people traveling and making money as the American way has always been. Any comments? Any comments? You know how I want to know how you are feeling about this. I do believe that the Democrats should have held out longer. But I do understand what they've done. But I'm not sure if getting those concessions outweighed the health care in America that's going to be really destroyed. So I'm not with that. I think they should have held out for health care. The Affordable Care Act, AC, should have been taken care of, extended, and made better. That's how I feel. Okay, let's see what you guys say. What says you? What says you? Okay, I like landscape. Oh, you guys are responding on how this looks. Anthony says he likes the landscape. Jazzy says she says, yeah, I like the landscape as well. And Jazzy says, how do I switch? There, I do believe in the instant, if you go into YouTube in the shorts, Like there's a short section in YouTube. So, and that's how we have all these new people that are popping into the screens as well, because they're coming in through shorts. And this is a collaboration between StreamYard and YouTube. Kelly says, "Good morning. I am in a new live now." Okay, okay. Happy Veterans Day. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Happy Veterans Day, and also for those we remember those that served. My grandfather served. I did not serve. I only went to junior Air Force junior ROTC when I was in high school. But I have lots of family members that have served and are serving now. And so hats off to all of those that are serving in the military, who serve to protect the country, and so are out there doing the work of, you know, hopefully it's hopefully still democracy. Okay, so let's take a moment, yep, for our veterans. And let's see here. Grow with Karen says, "Can you teach me about how to shoot or click a good photo video? I am fan of you. Please, sorry about Uncle. You are my brother." Yes, we can. Well, we every Tuesday we talk. So if you have a suggestion on some topics that you want to know about photography, you are more than welcome to slide those into the DM, or share it here, and we'll put it on the list for future lessons. But every Tuesday we do photography tips. Okay, so if your first time here, we do photography tips every Tuesday. Jazzy says, "Found it. Good morning, beautiful people over in landscape view." Wow. Now, so obviously now I got 12 people in landscape view, 12 people over in vertical view. Now today I can see the numbers. Yesterday I couldn't see the numbers, but today I'm seeing the numbers. Every day with StreamYard is an improvement. Can I get an amen? Oh gosh. And Dr. Tachi's in the building, our guru, our tech guru. She is in the building. And good morning to our wonderful Dr. Tachi. She says, "Hey y'all, hey all, not y'all, hey all." And Kimmy Kim is in the building. Yes, our Kimmy Kim. And Jazzy says, the back pay is not a get, it was a federal law. Mm. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you. Bryson's in the building. Oh, today I have tea, y'all. Today I have my buddy Mimbo. He always makes tea every morning. Every morning I get beautiful tea, and I love it. Mm. So now with that tea, after that tea, now I'm ready for Bryson, which is short today. Bryson says, "What's up, Ron? What's up, everybody? Happy Veterans Day." That was simple, Bryson. Simple. That was a simple statement, Bryson. Didn't really need a drink for that one. Kimmy says he said to air traffic controllers who had to take off, "Get back or else." Donald Trump, oh, shucks, we're not calling him by name any longer. Cankles. Mr. Cankles. Kanks. That's what we call him, like from the girls from the other platform. Kanks. Kanks is an idiot. Kanks is an idiot. That way also I think when you say the actual name, it does something to the algorithms. But when you say Kanks, they don't know what you're talking about. At least not yet. The algorithms don't go crazy when you say Kanks. Okay. So we in the independent world, we all are like Kanks. Thanks to our wonderful girls at the I hate, was it I hate something? Okay, anyway. Bryson says, "I'll know y'all still disappointed." Yeah, we are disappointed. I do believe the Democrats were on a roll. I do believe the Democrats they had the messaging. I do believe that the country was all in with the shutdown with the Democrats. We know that because of how people voted. We also know because Kanks surrendered in some ways verbally. Well, we had a bad night. The Republicans, blah, 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 lost because of the shutdown. Verbally, he's confessing it. And I do believe the Democrats could have got more if they waited. That's just my belief. No one has a crystal ball. Just from my political brain. Dryce says, yep, I know you're disappointed. Arlesia, what's going on? Good morning, young lady. Good morning. She says, good morning, Kimmy Kim. Wait, what happened to the rest of us? What happened to the rest of us, Arlesia? Did I miss your other greetings? What's going on, Arlesia? And let's see. Jazzy says, I will say this. It's a mess, and I'm disappointed. But it's very easy for me to say when I'm getting paid. I know a lot of furloughed workers, and the struggle is real. Exactly. And that's what Tim, I think it was Tim Kaine said from Virginia, the senator from Virginia. He says so many of his constituents worked for the government, and they were hurting. They were really hurting because, face it, most Americans are one paycheck from being put out into the streets. And that's been that way for 2 decades at least. One paycheck gone, it sends you all over the place, right? One paycheck. And that's a disgrace. Again, you hear us say it here on this platform all the time. It is time and time again for a livable wage. A livable wage. That's what's needed in America. No one should be one paycheck to destruction. One paycheck for being kicked out of their apartment. One paycheck to not being able to pay a medical bill. Not one paycheck to not pay for their insulin. America needs restructuring. And he said, the landscape allows me to see you and the comments at the same time while I'm on my phone. Yes, do you see that? Do you see that? You can see it's so clear. So the Instagrammers are having a good time now. Now we need to figure out how to get to TikTok. Right, Instagrammers? I see you out there. We have a great platform for you. We have, thanks to StreamYard. Now you can enjoy both platforms. Okay, that's a good job. That's a good job. I'm up for it. Okay, let's see who else is in the building. And Kimmy says, Sunny getting tough with Fetterman on The View. Ooh, I wish I could see it. But Fetterman, I'm so disappointed in Fetterman. We thought he was going to come in as a senator, do the right thing, stand for the platform, align himself with the Democrats, do what was right. He has been a total disappointment. Just from an independent. Just from an independent looking in at the Democratic Party. Again, if you want to join the Patreon community, just scan the QR code on the top. And after that, I'm going to switch it out. I'm going to switch that out. So that's last call for folks that want to hit us up on Patreon. Let's see here. Bryson said it's clean and simple. Jazzy says not. She laughed. Not laughing out loud at the furlough workers. We know that. We know you're not laughing at the furlough workers. Daddy dumpy pants. We can use daddy dumpy pants as well instead of kanks. But we'll stick with kanks. But daddy dumpy pants is good too. Or kanks taco tits is another one I use on the platforms. Kanks. Kanks. Okay, here we go. Rashawn says, "Hey, Dr. Tachi." Bryson says, "We call the orange tundra. we call the orange Tropicana." Okay. Jazzy says, "Fetterman was showing cracks from the start." Exactly. But that's who they voted for in their primary. So that's what we got. Yes, indeed. Hey, Sean White, it's nice to see you here. Again, if you're in the Instagram world, join us over in YouTube. That's where we really can enjoy. You can really enjoy this platform on YouTube. So join the YouTube platform. You'll find it much better, a much better interaction. And speaking of interaction, um, I'm going to we're gonna do our lesson in a little bit, but I wanted to try something out. I wanted to try something, but now, just want you to know, I'm not going to grant unless I know who you are. So if you're here for the first time, you gotta be here a couple of times for me to say, okay, this person is safe to be on here live. But we have a new ability to do this also. So I can easily, instead of you going through my link tree and trying to find it all, if you want to be on the platform, like go live with me, you want to be here and like interact, all you have to do is click on that QR code. So the QR code that's up on the screen right now, you just scan it and you're able to come on. You're able to just talk right here on the screen. So that's also cool too. So that's a these are new features on this platform, and I am loving it. Loving it. And so if you want to pop on, regular members, regulars, or if you seem to be sane, if you're not a troll, yeah, yesterday we had a troll explosion. With this new platform of being vertical, we had some trolls. I had to like delete 9 trolls out. And some trolls, well, one troll said he wasn't a troll. And we were like, well, maybe could have been a she also. They say they weren't a troll, but they had troll behavior. And we got a kick out of it. We enjoyed it. It was good. It was great for the community. The community was so engaged with the troll. She says, "Ron and these trolls, goodness gracious, great balls of fire." Yes, the trolls were here yesterday, and it was interesting. It was interesting connecting with the trolls. Oh, you know what's happening also? I noticed that the people that are, so it's not 2, it's now counting for all the people that are involved. So you can't see it, but I can see how many people are in the space. So, and it's calculating everywhere. So, which is cool. I like this. I like this. I like these new tools. Okay. Let's see here. And so we got another troll. We got one. Okay, so there is a troll in the building. She's like, "Can you quit yapping?" That's what I do. If you're here for the first time, I yap. And so if you don't want the yapping, you could say goodbye. Yapping is what we do here. We converse. We converse. It's not about me. It's about us. Bryson says, "Since now Gwendolyn is taking a break, how you feel about Charlemagne going beef with Roland Martin? Got donkey of the day." I don't know much about what's going on between Charlemagne and Roland Martin. I heard about it through the grapevine yesterday, but I don't know enough to talk about it. So I have to investigate what is going on and what caused this. Is there like a rift between the two of them? Can someone inform me? Okay. Let me know, Bryson. Let me know. But I heard there was a rift between the two. I don't like seeing rifts. I don't think anyone should be in a rift. I think we should be sticking together. We could agree to disagree. We're not going to always agree. I don't agree with the people I love. The people I love, I don't agree with 100%. We're not going to agree with everything someone says. We have our own brains. Um, G says Bryson Leach, CTA is still the dunk. Still the donkey. Charlemagne the god. Charlemagne is still the donkey. He just appears to have concerns about those who are not in his tax bracket. That's what G is saying. Jazzy says, G, exactly. I'm frustrated by our lack of accountability. We have to understand we place ourselves in this mess. Now, y'all know I'm always going to say that. America is where we are. It's because of the American people that live here. 1/3 voted for Kamala. A little bit more than 1/3 voted for Kanks. And then the other 1/3 stayed home and voted not at all. They didn't think the country was worth it. Jazzy says, the trolls were funny because they couldn't figure out what point to stick with. That's right. The trolls are, and we made that. I don't want to call him that person. I don't want to say that. I mean, he had troll behavior. They had troll behavior. We made it. We made their day because we gave them a little breathing room to kind of express themselves. Now, if you're a ridiculous troll, you will be deleted. You will be blocked. I don't have time to hang out with the crazy trolls. Just some sane trolls are out there. There could be some, and there's lots of bots. So you got to know the difference between the two. And I have to be able to click on these little lines here, so that way people are not insulted. Roland says, Ron, you've made it. When you have trolls and haters, you're doing something right. That's what they say. I've been reading about online social media. I said, obviously, I've been doing this YouTube thing for now 2 years. And they say when your channel gets trolls, you have arrived. Trolls come with, you ever look at Roland Martin's feed, like when you go to his page, or you look at, who's another person, Reese Colbert, and you look at her feed, and you see the trolls, they're just popping in, they're just coming in, the trolls. Nothing like those doggone trolls. Yeah, maybe we are arriving. I mean, that's a possibility. Bryson says here, well, Gwendolyn, now DJ MV said about he don't like clown sugar honey iced tea. Sugar honey iced tea. Yes, I had an explosive moment. I did have one explosive moment. You may not ever see it again. I had to drop an F-bomb yesterday. G says, haven't heard the DJ Envy said Bryson Leach, so I'll have to listen. Here's my deal. Stop asking folks to not fight for their right to exist. That's always clown behavior. That's right. Hey, Kitty Gamer is in the building. I like that name. That's a good name, Kitty. There's a Kitty Gamer in the building. What's up, Kitty? Kitty's in the building. Okay, make sure if you're in the building, hit the likes, because that's how the algorithms know we are here. And okay. I don't know. Okay, Alicia. Guy says, what kind should I put? Well, Guy, we're not talking about football. Don't know that. I can't give you what to bet on. Can't do it. Okay, I think it's time for our lesson. What do you guys think? I think we got all of our conversation out and we got all that stuff covered. Let me see what's going on Instagram, since they do have a better platform to engage us with. I see over there, Janet says Fetterman's drugs need to be adjusted. I see also Joan in the building says, hey, Ron, it's Joan and Larry from Meetup. Hey, what's up, Joan and Larry from the Meetup group? Love y'all. And for those that don't know, I have a Meetup group that meets in the city every fourth Saturday of the month, 2:00. Now, Tom is leading it. So I'm there, but Tom is leading it. And and greetings to all, says Janet. Janet Fisher says greetings to all over in in Instagram. And Pime says that, hey Ron, is Pimble here? We met at the Namibian event in New York in September. Hey Pim, I know who you are. What's going on, Pim? I will be in Namibia in January, so we'll be hanging out. I'll be in Namibia in January. Look at we're international, y'all. We are international. And okay, so I got everybody over in Instagram, in the Instagram world. Okay, it is time for class. Are you guys ready for class? Are you ready to learn some photography today? Okay, I think you do. I think you do. You're here. And Anthony says, okay, I just noticed on YouTube there are separate likes for the vertical and the horizontal version. I liked both. Thank you. Like them on both. If you're on both, like them. Just like, and share. Yes, sharing is caring. Okay, it's time for class. It's time for class. Um, what's the PY jewel on the vertical? I don't know. What's the PY jewel? Jazzy said, ready for class, seated and ready. Get your pens and pencils out. It is time for class, y'all. Tuesdays is Tip Tuesday. Let's do it. Let's get it up there. Tip Tuesday. Here we go. And I'll take that little QR code up there because you are not interrupting my class. So there'll be no reason for you to come on board right now. We are going into class. Smartphone macro magic. Tips to explore the tiny world. The tiny world is all around us. And there is lots of beauty in the tiny world. Bugs. I know somebody's like, oh, I don't want to photograph bugs. You'd be surprised how beautiful some bugs are. Leaves, grass, vases, the texture of a blanket, textures in glass, textures in stained glass, textures in concrete, textures. These are all part of the tiny world we live in, or that lives around us, right? Seeing a beehive, or don't get too close to a beehive, but you know, the small world. It's a small world after all. Okay, let's go to the next. Let's explore the macro world. Here's a set of engaging and practical tips you can use to help you master. Where is it? Smartphone. Everyone in today's world has on their camera 3 cameras on their smartphones. One of those lenses is a macro lens. You have a zoom lens, you have a normal lens, like just like normal focal, and then you have a macro lens on your smartphone. For the most part, most newer phones over the last, I would say, is it about 10 years now? The last 10 years has a macro camera on the phone. And I don't have my macro. Well, here's my macro lenses. Here's my macro lens. So I have a little macro lens over here. I mean, I have my other lens here, but my macro lens over here for the big cameras. Yeah, the macro lens. Okay, next. Use the right gear. Macro lens attachments. You know, you see those little gadgets they put on you can put on your smartphone. You can add macro lenses. If your macro lens is not macro enough, you can add those little macro lenses onto the body of your smartphone. Or you can get a macro lens onto your camera that switches out lenses. There we go. Invest in clip-on macro lenses to dramatically boost your phone's close-up capacity. You can find those on YouTube. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them on Instagram, and definitely you can find them on Amazon. right? You can even go to Best Buy and some of the other local stores. Definitely, if you're in New York City, go to J&R. What's that? Not J&R. You go to B&H. Go to B&H or Adorama for some of this gear. Next, built-in close-up modes. Many smartphones have dedicated macro or pro modes. Experiment with these for best results. So when you go into your phone, you can go into your camera, right? You can go into your camera, click on that camera button. This is, says I have an Apple camera. And on these phones on the bottom, it says here, it says, let me just get there. Phone, it says video and photo. You click on that photo, and then it gives you, I should say, no, if you slide that, if you slide the photos, and you can get in here. Let me see if I get one of these in here. Let's see. You can go spatial, panel, portrait. I always use portrait as a macro lens because when you use portrait, it brings everything really close and it kind of gives you that beautiful depth of field. But portrait mode is what I'll use because they don't have a true macro, but you can adjust from there from your portrait mode. Okay. Also, well, we'll go into it later. Next, choose intriguing subjects. There's nothing more beautiful than flowers, plants, leaves, things that just have a whole nother world when you look closely at them. Texture and patterns, that's number one. Barks, moss, fabrics, and rusted metal offer rich detail. I love when I was in Namibia my first time. I was in the middle of the desert. Not a lot of rust in the desert, but there was some rusty old abandoned cars in the middle of the desert. They made for great photographs. And you can get the detail. There's nothing like an old car Chevy mirror with specks of rust starting to eat away at it, and you photograph the details of that. Just one example. Number two, tiny creatures like the bugs, the spiders, and snails make fascinating subjects. Just be gentle and patient. I'll never forget, we had a meetup, speaking of meetup earlier today, we had a meetup one year, and there was this interesting bug on the ground. And because I have no filter, and I just got on the ground. I fell to the ground in the middle of, I think it was Soho, got on the ground, got my camera there, and started photographing the bug on the ground. Now, I don't intend for any of you people to do that. You might, but the photos were beautiful. The photos were beautiful because you have, if to get really good photos or photos that are not the norm, you got to do some not so normal things. Like get on the ground, take the photo from a different perspective, get on the ground, get close to the object. Take it from another angle. Okay. Number three, floral details. Floral details. And I will have to say, one of my favorite types of macro photography would be flowers. Every flower has its own signature of macro life. Like the way the tulips are, the way the roses are, the buds, how they form from the center, how they swirl. I mean, florals have so many details to photograph. You can do a lot of abstract art if you photograph florals. You can speed up your shutter that is moving fast, but the photo is, you got beautiful sunlight. I know that was a little bit more information there that some people can handle, but you can speed it up And then way the background of the flower is dark and darkened and black, and then the flower itself shines out because it's got the natural light. And the best time to do these beautiful detail macro shots is definitely with natural light. Now you can use artificial light, but natural light is so good. So florals, petals, stems, and dewdrops reveal stunning microscopic landscape and microscapes. Let me move my tip. I'll keep my tip Tuesday up there, so you know some people may be popping in. They don't know what's going on here. I'll keep the tip Tuesday up. You can get it. Next, master the light. I just said that. I just spoke about that. Natural light is the best. Natural light is the best to photograph. Here we go. Soft morning or evening light works wonders for macro shots. Can I say it again? In the morning or near the evening, when the sun is at the angle is different than directly over. If you have the sun beaming straight down, you get like these you get, I mean, unless you're doing it on purpose, you get these shadows. But natural light, if you're going to use natural light, in the morning, the sun is at an angle. In the evening, the sun is at an angle. Those angles help to enhance your macro photography. Your macro photography. Use the sun as your best friend. Here's something that most people say, Ron, it's a sunny day out. It's the best day to take some pictures. If that was a Family Feud question, you would get a the best time to take photos with natural light are cloudy days. Cloudy days are the best days for photography. Cloudy days are the best days for photography. Why? Because we're going to talk about that in a moment. It avoids harsh shadows. So master the light. Number 2, avoid harsh shadows. In the middle of the day, your shadows are harsh. In the morning and in the evening, your shadows are softer. If it's a cloudy day, there are no shadows. It's the giant softbox in the sky when there's clouds all around. Natural light. Use reflectors or white paper to bounce light and soften shadows. So, how can I best do that? Remember, we talked about one of my mentors, Seth at Adorama, taught us if you need a reflector. Now everyone's not walking around with a reflector. I have a reflector that I brought with me to travel with that I can use if I'm going to do photo shoots. But you don't necessarily need just a reflector. You can use, well, I have a pillow over here coming in my bedroom. You can, anything white could be used as a reflector. If you have a white piece of paper, take that white piece of paper, let the sun hit it and bounce back on the subject. Let the sun hit the white paper and then bounce back onto the subject. Like down, bounce, and down to the subject. Right? White will give you and fill in the light so that way you don't get deep shadows, or it evens out the light on the subject. So now you got light coming from the front, but then bouncing off the paper and now giving you light in front of the subject. You can go and use a pizza box. That's what we learned from Adorama. Use a pizza box. White reflects. One of my friends who's a photographer, he always he photographs wearing a white t-shirt. He always wears a white shirt, a white t-shirt, a white sweater, a white, white, white. And I'm like, why? When I've learned this early on, this is like 10 years ago. And I said, why would you wear white? Most photographers, like when I do event photography, we like to wear black because we want to fade into the space. But the white allow for him when he's photographing a small objects, because he likes small objects, that the light will come in, bounce off his chest and onto the subject. And he would take these great, beautiful photos of the bugs and all the little creatures. White is a reflector. Use it accordingly. Number 3, try a ring light. These provide even illumination and produce glare. But how many of you are going to have a ring light in the middle of the park? That was for like in the house. You can use ring lights. Like if you want to take pictures and artwork of thimbles or yarn or a camera or different little objects that you want to photograph, things that are simple everyday objects. You want to photograph in a house? Use a ring light because you may not have the natural light. Okay, next, steady your shot. Number 1, use a tripod. Now, that's a tripod there. I got a tripod over here. Should I show you my tripod? Hold on a second. Let me just roll this over to the side. Okay, there we go. Let me get the tripod out. Okay, for those that don't know what a tripod is, let me just roll my little desk over again. I'm all centered and ready. So I also, as I'm traveling as a nomad, I had to make sure I bring my tripod, at least one of them. And this is my tripod. Now, they make small tripods for the small world, but this is a tripod. You can even go reverse and long and flat. You can create, this is a tripod, right? Here it is. Here it is. I turn the legs down, and then you see the top of the tripod. That's where the camera goes, right? I flip that up like that. Camera sits on there. You can angle it, move it, shape it, turn it around, and depending on your shutter speed, because if you're going to work with low shutter speeds, you're going to need a tripod to keep your pictures nice and crisp and clear. So low shutter speeds, let's say you're in a dark area. Let's say you're doing nighttime small objects. Your shutter speed is going to be very low to capture the details. So you're going to need a tripod. They're the best. They're a photographer's best friend, the tripod. This is a simple one. There's lots of them. There's thousands, well, there's hundreds of brands. A tripod. I can put this in my bag. It goes on my shoulder. It's with me at all times. The tripod. Okay. Next, enable grid lines. Now, how many times in this community we talk about grid? The grid lines. So, in your camera, I'm going to just use my camera as a, you see that? Let me just flip that around. Maybe I can just go around. There we go. There we go. You see there's some grid lines. You see those little lines? Can you see some of them? You can see the grid lines on the phone. Those are grid lines. Turn on the grid. On your smartphone, you can turn on the grid. Now, as a photographer, I love the grid. I use the grid all the time. My phone, this camera, my big heavy duty work camera has the grids. The grids. Turn on the grids. What do the grids do? The grids help you to get your basic rule of thirds, like those little intersections, the 4 intersections in the middle. Your subject should fall upon them somewhere, somehow, on the points, and you'll get good composition. At least the basic ones. There's some complicated ones out there, but you'll get some good composition. Okay, let me see what some of you guys are saying before I go to the next one. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And I like the evening light, says Rashawn. And I see also, and Jazzy says, she goes, I actually like shadow lines. Yeah, it depends on what you're trying to create. And Dr. Taji says, I detest ring lights. Anthony says, here's a fellow photographer in the building, pro photographer. He goes, pro tip, water with a little thickener in a spray bottle will allow you to spritz the flowers, creating dewdrops that don't run. This is perfect when shooting indoors and it doesn't harm the flowers. Can I tell you something I do? 'Cause sometimes you just can't make it to the Brooklyn Botanical Garden. Sometimes you just can't make it to the park. And what Anthony just said works so fine. I have spray bottles in my house. There's a spray bottle always in my camera bag. It has water in it, just water. And sometimes I'll go out to the store, go to the grocery store, and I will see a flower that I have never seen before. And I'm like, wow, I want to photograph this flower. I just simply buy the batch and bring them home. And then I get them and I sit them by the window and I start clicking away and take some amazing shots of flowers. But to make it feel like it's outdoors, take that spritzer and spray, 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 right? And then it looks like no one would ever know that you took that in your house as the flower was hanging out in the vase. Well, so you guys are saying it here. Dr. Tachi says, but ring lights work for photography for objects. Yes, they do. Jazzy said, hold on a second. Jazzy said, I used to have a reflector in my car. Yeah, there we go. Rashawn says, I need to invest in a tripod. Yes, you do. Tripods is a photographer's best friend. Cass says, I have to make sure I look at your suggestions on your page you mentioned. Let me tell you, all this information is available on Patreon for the Patreon community. Anthony said, in architecture and real estate photography, the grid is a must. Why is the grid a must? Because you can align the grid lines, like your vertical line, depending on the orientation of your camera. You can make your landscape line parallel to your vertical line and get straight photos when it comes to architecture. Everything lines up. So the vertical lines are lining up, the horizontal lines are lining up, they line up with the grid. Bam! Perfect shots all the time. Turn on the grid. Turn on the grid. Can you say it with me, everybody? You can even text it. You can even put it in the comment box. Turn on the grid. Here we go. We're almost there. We're almost there. And Mimi's in the building. What's up, Mimi? I see you. She says, greetings, Ron. Mimi says, love it. She's loving this lesson. Okay, this means something to somebody out there. I know our Tip Tuesdays are never a waste of time. Next, here we go. Oh, use timer or remote shutters. Well, I don't have that out for you. But on these smartphones, yada, 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 you can get a tripod for your smartphone, right? Your smartphone has a timer on it, right? You can take pictures and use the timer. Countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leave the camera alone. Don't touch it. Click. That way, because if you're holding it and trying to hold it steady and you got low shutter speeds, you're going to get blur. So put it on a tripod hit the timer, and let the camera do the work. Making sense, y'all? Making sense? Why? It prevents camera shakes when tapping the screen. As soon as you hit that screen, the camera shakes. As soon as you hit the shutter, the camera shakes. Use your timer. Use timers. Use your remote shutter. There you go. There you have it. Next, and not this is not the last, but here we go. Focus and frame creatively. Here we go. Tap to focus. You know what I said about that? Your smartphone. Anywhere you tap on the screen is where the camera is going to focus. If you want to have sharper pictures, I always look at some photos and I'm like, oh, they didn't tap the screen. If you see the person's face, tap on the person's face. It's going to now get sharp. If you see a button, tap on the button. It's going to get sharp. If you see the grid lines in the leaf, or I should say the structure, the texture of the leaf, and you want that texture, tap on the screen. And it's going to automatically focus, because that's how your camera knows how to focus. You're like, you don't just take out the camera and just start photographing. No, you have to focus. You know, here this is Touch Base Daily, right? Our Touch Base Daily community, our line here is focus on what matters. Focus on the subject. Use your index finger. Your index finger is your focus. It's like me using this camera and using this to focus, right? Using this to focus. But I got to do all of this with the big camera. With a smartphone, all you have to do is tap the glass. Tap the glass, and you'll have sharper photos. Number 2, play with depths of field. Play with the depths. Use shallow depth of field to isolate your subject. Remember I said I use the portrait mode on my camera, on my smartphone? If I have this big camera, am I recording? No, there we go. If I have this camera, I go to my low f-stop. I get down there like the f1, 1.4, 1.8, 2.2, somewhere around there, so that everything around the subject starts to fade out and look soft. But the bug or the leaf or the flower petal looks strong. Okay, so use your focus. Your depth of field. And on your cameras, on your smartphones, you have depth of field. Here we go. The next one. Try unusual angles. You know what I just said. You get down on the ground, get down in the dirt. Do something different. Don't shoot from the hip. Don't shoot from the head. Don't shoot from the neck. Everybody does that. That's easy. Get on the ground. Get on the ground and photograph. Get on your knees. I learned this year from a fellow photographer. He's like, Ron, I don't got time to get on the ground. I said, excuse me? I just turn the camera upside down and take the picture. Right? He takes the camera and turns it upside down and then takes it and put it to the ground and take the picture. I was like, you just saved me on my knees. Right? There you go. There you go. Try unusual angles. Shoot from below, behind, or through objects. Fresh perspective is what's going to get you a good photograph. Next, edit for impact. Crop tightly. Crop tightly. Emphasize textures and remove distractions. The objective of the photographer is to take as much out of the frame, distractions. When we say frame, we mean the frame, like the old Hollywood movies. In the frame, everything that's in the frame, like you see my face is in the frame. Take out all of the distractions and then take the shot. Get as little as possible. Or if you take a wide shot, because it's going to be cleaner and crisper, or more, I should say more crisp, then you can now crop it and it's going to be beautiful. Okay, so next, boost contrast and clarity. There's nothing more beautiful than in the macro world than to boost up your contrast. In the macro world, contrast works. Same thing with architecture and design, but we're in the macro world right now. We're talking little things. Turn up your contrast. Turn up the black slider. Turn up the white slider. You have those on your phones. If you go into your editing mode of your phone, it has black. It has all the different little settings, but contrast, black and white. The black button, the white button, and the contrast button. Turn them up, and it makes it nice. Next, here we go. Last but not least, use macro-friendly apps. And you know which ones I'm going to say. Apps like Snapseed, it's free. Snapseed is free. Snapseed. Snapseed is free. And you can edit your photos. If you want better editing than just the editing tools that are on your smartphone, like your Samsung or your Apple phone, invest. You don't have to invest because all you gotta do is upload it, download. I should say download it. Download onto your phone. Snapseed. Now, if you want to go a little extra, you want a little extra tools, filters, and all that other kind of stuff. And Snapseed has filters also. But if you want some more like really expansive stuff and you want to pay a little extra money for it, Lightroom. Lightroom. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a guest in a couple of weeks that's going to talk about Lightroom and how to use Lightroom. She is a Lightroom specialist and she works for Lightroom. She works for Adobe. So she's going to make a presence here. Now that I'm settling into my new nomad life, I can now schedule all of our guests that are coming on. Lightroom Mobile. Go into your store, go into your app store, and go to Lightroom Mobile. Offers precision editing tools. If you want to step it up one more, I didn't throw it in here, but Photoshop. Photoshop is on your smartphone. You can get this Photoshop app. And it does pretty much the same thing as the Lightroom, but it gives you a couple of extra little doodads. Okay. I think, let's see what else you guys are saying in here before we close out. Jenny says, Ron is going to have us out here rolling on the ground in gardens. Yes, I will. Get those photos. Get those photos. Kiwi says, I have used portrait on my smartphone, it focuses on my subject. Yes. G says, I keep knee pads for that reason, Anthony Rowland. Yes, for photographers, we have our knee pads. Now, I didn't bring my knee pads. Yeah, I know there's some jokes that could be said about those knee pads, but I'm not going to go there. No. Here we go. Jazzy is laughing. Oh, yes. There's lots that can be said. Roshan says, excellent tips. And BBC, what's just another day is in the building. How are you? Just another day. You're new here. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. There you go. It's nice to see some new faces in the building. I'm liking this whole new setup. But here we go. I still got one last thing to say to you about this lesson. We're almost out. School is almost over. Class is almost over. Here we go. In conclusion, the conclusion of the matter. Take the time to pause and photograph your small worlds, your backyard, your toolbox, the garage, the stoops, flowers, bugs, frogs, lizards. They're all part of the small world. Take time, pause, photograph your small worlds. They are all around us and a part of our everyday lives. You, by doing so, you take pictures of your small world or the small worlds around you, you will inspire others to connect with their small worlds too. Right? You will inspire other people. Oh my God, I didn't know a bug. I didn't know a ladybug had those eyes. I didn't know those ladybugs had those spots. I didn't know. You will bring people into a whole new world that they don't experience. If you photograph the small world, you're bringing people on a vacation. Yes, the small world is worth photographing. So, this week, your homework assignment. You know, we get a homework assignment every week. This week, find something or some things in your small worlds and photograph it. Take your smartphone and photograph it. If it's food, photograph it. Photograph it. Anyway, was it? Did you learn anything today? Did you learn anything today? Was this worth your time? Was this worth your time? What's going on? Hey, Laney Lane, I see you over at Instagram. Laney Lane is over at Instagram. KDHF up is in. That's an interesting name. Is in Instagram. J Charles is Instagram. Just B is in Instagram. Did I? Oh, I meant Tom. I meant. Anyway, okay. There we go. There we go. And I think that's it. Oh, I have announcements to do, right? I have announcements. I got to let people know what's going on over here. Here we go. Let's do some announcements, y'all. Here we go. Where we go. One, if you want to, you can join our email list. Join the email list. That is how I'll stay in contact with you. If they decide one day to get rid of these online experiences, we can still stay in contact. I can still send you information on tips on photography. I can do all that through email. Because most likely emails will be here forever. Emails will be here for a long time. Also, if you're looking for an event photographer, I am an event photographer. That's how I make my money. I don't make money here. I make money in the big world, photographing events for corporations, individuals, people, places, and events. And events also is journalism. So CNN, ABC, all you folks, I do event photography, journalism as well. Also, thank you to the Patreon members. Thank you. You help support us create amazing content. We appreciate our Patreon folks like Rashawn, Gwendolyn, a bunch of folks out there. Yes, Yvette, bunch of y'all support this channel. Number two, I should say the last but not least, you're invited to join our YouTube channel. Make sure you come over to YouTube and hit the like and the subscribe button. Okay, there you have it. Did you guys enjoy? You enjoy this new format? I'm enjoying this new format. Look how good we look on Instagram. I do like it. But the better experience will still always be YouTube. YouTube is where we go down. That's where we really engage. Okay. Dr. Tachi sends the applause. Kimmy Kim says applause. Dr. Tachi says, fantastic as usual. Jazzy says, this was great. Kaz has applause. Yes. Alicia says, and those bugs like to travel with you. Well, we don't want the bugs to travel with us. We just want to photograph the good-looking bugs. The bugs that are fascinating. We're not talking about the bad bugs, the good bugs. Also, I see here from Aya. She said, thank you, Ron, for Tip Tuesday, Snapseed, CapCut, Photoshop. While taking photos of nature, I need plenty of bug mosquito repellent. Ooh. Ooh, I got tore up 2 years ago in South Carolina, South Kakalaki. I was on the shoreline photographing the sunrise and the bugs. I was not photographing them, but they were tearing me up. Yes, that's why we have bug nets. You ever seen photographers with bug nets? Then they have like a net, a hat, and a little net. They are so important. As a matter of fact, I need to invest in one. Woo! And Sean says, have a terrific Tuesday, everyone. Okay, it is time. We're good. We're good. We're a little overdue, a little overtime, about 5 minutes overtime. We're good. Guys, have a wonderful day. Do something wonderful and photograph your small world. Take out your macro camera and photograph your small worlds. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is our water cooler conversations, and we got a lot to talk about tomorrow. So join us tomorrow for our water cooler conversation, water cooler talk conversation. Love you guys. Have a good day. Bye. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. Make sure you hit the like, the subscribe, and leave a comment on this video. I would love to hear from you. Thank you again. Until I see you next time.